Good evening. This is my applied reflections for session 3, chapters 6, 7, and 8. We will begin with chapter 6, establishing system direction. A mission statement or the mission of an organization is it defines the system's identity. It is used to explain and communicate why the organization or a department within the organization, what it's organized to do, or what it's trying to achieve, or its goal. It is important that managers consistently question the purpose of every level of the organization or department, because at the system level, purpose gives very definition or reason for the system. It is important to have a clear understanding of an organization's purpose, and it should guide the way an organization defines its desired outcome. Understanding and clarifying an organization's purpose should allow a manager to see the important role that it plays in setting direction simply by defining why the organization even exists. Managers' understanding of an organization's identity will help shape their choices of its goals, priorities, allocation of resources, and its improvement targets. Purpose principles are the tools that the managers use in the process of establishing an organization or department's purpose. And this is done by the questioning, identification, documentation of different purposes, and by that, the manager can select the most appropriate level of purpose. Now that the purpose of an organization has been identified, we can now take steps to achieve that purpose. We must establish a vision for the organization or department, and by that, we must first understand that mission and vision go hand in hand. Where mission represents an organization's identity or purpose, vision represents its identity in the future. While an organization has an overall vision for its future, managers within that organization may establish a vision for each department or at its various levels within that organization. With the creation of a vision, it is better to describe ideal characteristics than ideal intervention. The reason for that is this allows greater flexibility in how the vision will be accomplished. Chapter 7 focuses on setting improvement goals within complex systems. The very purpose of goals within an organization and the main idea behind strategic goals is to provide direction when decisions are being made. Goal statements must and need to be effective. In order for those statements to be effective, a manager must understand how to establish and create an effective goal statement. A goal statement will be specific but not too specific, and it will focus on intermediate goals while also establishing and focusing on several goals at once. An appropriate goal statement will be a combination or all of the following characteristics. It will be explicit, clear, multiple yet specific as mentioned above, and positive. An organization goals and purposes go hand in hand, because effective goals will precede effective performance, and performance leads to purpose. Goals must be specific but not too specific, measurable but not focused only on goals that are measurable. You can't focus yourself into a box. You have to leave room for a flexibility and adaptation as things change. Achievable, however, it is important not to limit oneself to the perception of what is achievable. You can't narrow yourself down to only what your mind can perceive. It must be relative, wherein perspective and context are the determining factors of the relevance of a goal. And finally, time sensitive, yet being careful not to box yourself in and allow for little flexibility. Chapter 8 focuses on fostering a culture of collaboration and teamwork. Having the ability to create effective teams and being able to encourage horizontal and vertical collaborations is a vital management skill. Organizational culture is that it is a consistent, observable pattern of behaviors. It is basically the way that things get done within the organization. Effective teams do not happen accidentally. There's a lot of thought and purpose that go into how a team is designed. And because of this, these teams often have shared goals, clear roles, and responsibilities by which each team member is held accountable. They actively work together to maintain and build an environment that is respectful and trusting. It supports effective communication between the team members as well as the patients and other participants. Collaborative teamwork is essential if the best possible patient care is to occur. Often diverse perspectives can create accidental adversaries, or so let's say one floor against another or one department against another. Conflict and the breakdown of teams. It is up to the managers to find tools that enable them to take advantage of these different perspectives while being able to maintain interpersonal relationships within the teams. This all comes down to successful communication. It is absolutely vital for a collaborative teamwork. Whenever there's an exchange of information in between team members, that must be this communication should be clear, effective, brief, and timely. The Bible speaks of the importance of setting goals. I press on toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Philippians 3:14 ESV. For if we were not to set goals and have something to work toward or work for, then why do we live as Christians and hold biblical principles? For our end goal as Christians is to achieve heaven and an everlasting life. Within an organization, the main goal, no matter who, what, when, where, or how, is to be successful and to provide the best possible care for its clients or patients. For without goals, an organization will fail. Just as Christians, if we don't look towards the goal of our heavenly reward, we will fail.